All right, request for ANT. So this is against Tether and on Binance. If you want another exchange or something, or you have more data somewhere else, just let me know. So here's the weekly. Then we'll zoom into the shorter time frames. It'll be like the 3 day and the daily. So nice uptrends, really since like October, right? Our lows down in here, and really just been upwards only, except for like a couple minor, corrections along the way. But that's why it's continued its move higher, in my opinion, because you have these healthy corrections, right? This is what you'd want to see. You don't want to see a coin just doing this kind of move, right? That leads to this kind of move, right? You see that? Just keep that in mind going forward, right? If you've seen all of these candles, just don't keep getting into it, right? So this is what you want to see in early stages of recovery. Moves up and corrections down with higher lows. So seal of approval for me so far on the weekly chart looks great, above all moving averages, in an uptrend, healthy uptrend, looking good. Above the median Bollinger Band, just wicked off perfectly last week down to the 21 EMA. Good sign there. And we're really like above even all of the history here, going back to 2020. If you had to like kind of put a average here, it seems to me like it's about $4, right? Give or take. It seems like the equilibrium price seems to be roughly along that line somewhere, right? You see that? So about $4, and we're kind of right in line with that right now. So good sign there. Um, let's zoom into the 3 day, right? Still nice little uptrend, right? Or a bit major uptrend. Not many coins have just been up only since over the past year, and we're closing in on a year for ANT to be in this nice uptrend. So still above all moving averages, the 3 day that we're looking at, right? This is about the tightest these Bollinger Bands have been in this whole uptrend. So we could be looking, if Bitcoin holds its head here, we might see another significant move higher, right? So when we're looking at that, I would like to go back to the weekly real quick and look at the most important resistance point, right? And it's not much, but I would think if you're going to get another move higher, that's likely to be our first kind of major resistance area. I mean, going back here, look at all these wicks right in this area. So seems to me like $6, I would probably at least maybe take some profits, or not certainly not buy anymore at that level. So if you've gotten in any time over the past several weeks to past several months, you're doing pretty good. I would guess that it's going to face some resistance right around in there. And then from there, if we break 6, it's looking like, right around 8, right up in there. And then from there, we're looking at, all-time highs above 13. So that's the kind of the weekly structure I'm looking at. So let's go into the daily. Adjust some times. There we go. So even on the daily, we're, a little bit more choppy here, right? We've just kind of been range bound since early summer in June. So we're looking to, break out of this zone. So let's put a zone around it. So the high there, right? No coincidence. I mean, look at all these wicks. Look at how many attempts it's tried to get out, right? So here's our zone, right? Range bound. We're holding most moving averages even on the daily. If we can close above like 450, then I'd start to lean more bullish. Maybe you buy a 475, something like that. Or if you want to buy here and with the stop loss under this wick, right? If you could tolerate that, that seems a little bit more significant to the downside. But it seems like when it corrects pretty damn hard. Look at that. So that's why it can continue to have fuel, because it just dumps hard and gets a lot more money back in the chart. So that's not always a bad thing, even though if you're in those, it probably seems like a bad thing. But still looking good on every chart, looking great. There's my zone, 450 down to 385 ish or so with closes, right? Just use closing charts. That's what you want to look at. Looking for breakouts. Gaussian channel. Let's check that on. Let's check the 5 day. That's where you should be checking first, and look at that. So look how the Gaussian channel on the 5 day is like your secret token to wealth, right? If you're looking at a coin, I mean, check mark 1, price above the channel, turn green. If you bought at 350, yeah, you immediately got, soaked a little bit down, but how about now? How about weeks and months later? No, right? Buying the Gaussian channel after a green and price action above the channel doesn't mean you're going to instantly be in profit forever, but it's usually time to pay attention and start to, grab your bag, fill your bags, right? When that's happening, right? No matter what the price is or does after that, right? You're buying any dips after this occurs, usually, right? And it's like anything you can have like 90% success rate with 5-day Gaussian channel, probably a good strategy. So again, approval on pretty much every time chart here, looking good. Weekly, turn green as well, holding above the channel, not even touching it, even with that lower wick. The 21 week above that as well, looking good by definition, right? So not a whole lot to argue with on bear side right here. We started getting bullish really in April, right? Wasn't that where the Gaussian channel turned green on the 5-day? Look at that. So yeah, look at that. That's pretty impressive. So right as the 5-day Gaussian channel turned green here, right, mid-April, the weekly was just starting to show bullish behavior right here, right, early April, right, where that was the first green bar we've had in since early bear market right there, right. So just all that stuff starts to rhyme, and just subtle things like that will put you leaps and bounds ahead of the majority of people if you're watching that and disciplined enough to just keep checking charts like that, right? But and then also trusting, right? That's the biggest issue, certainly that I've had, is like, okay, I got the signal, am I really buying, going all in right here, right? Probably not. So I'll end the rant there, but just fine tuning like that. Certainly hindsight's always like, oh, dumbass, right? You should have bought all in, right? It's always going to be like that, so don't beat yourself up too much. It's about getting, baby steps better and not making giant leaps at a time. Most people just try to take too big of steps and fall down, right? Just little stuff along the way can really add up over time. So hopefully that helps.